Hi everyone, welcome back. I have a wardrobe update video today. So this is my monthly regular video that I do where I talk about any updates to my wardrobe. So any new purchases, anything I've decluttered or sold, and just how my overall style journey is continuing to progress, because it is a journey. You're never going to really get there with your style. You think you might, and then something changes and then you're back again on the journey. So I'm just going to update you where I'm at the moment. Let's start off with some clothes that I've sold. I've sold a few pieces of clothing on Vinted. I've recently discovered Vinted. I used to be a seller on eBay. That's where I would sell, you know, clothes or shoes or anything that I wanted to pass on to other people, but I had a few things on eBay that just weren't moving. So my friend told me about Vinted, moved over to Vinted, and then it's way more popular and I've had a lot more success on it. So I have sold a few pieces of clothing. The first two on my list I felt like I spoke about in my last video, but then I don't know why they're on my list. I would have deleted them, but I'm going to mention them anyway, so sorry if I am repeating myself. I sold two items that I bought from Cézanne last year. So first up was the Colette Marinière, which is a cream with camel, kind of like this colour, striped top. It was not full sleeve, I think it was about 3/4 length sleeve, I can't fully remember it now, and it had a few buttons on the shoulder. And before I had my colours done and my style analysis done, I used to live in Breton tops. It used to be a part of my go-to outfit formula. And then I got my colours done, so I moved away from the black and white stripes and I bought that Colette one as an autumn appropriate colour scheme. And I did wear it quite a bit. I got my cost per wear down to quite low. But where I've been on the style journey and I've taken a lot of pictures of my outfits, there's something about me in stripes, and in particular horizontal stripes, that I don't quite like. I think I need more rounded patterns, but I also think as well that the stripes need to be vertical. So I do have a shirt from Cézanne which is made of softer lines. It's not as stark in contrast, and it is vertical lines, again in like a camel and a cream colour I think, and I much prefer that. I feel like that is a lot more flattering on me. I think it just adds to the elongation, the fact that they're vertical lines, so it draws your eye up and down rather than across. And with that Colette top as well, it wasn't the most comfortable. I could have done with it being just slightly bigger, but I think I did buy the size up and then that was too big, so it wasn't the perfect fit to begin with. And yeah, the more that I saw myself in photos of it, the more I thought, I don't think I like this. I don't think it's the most flattering style on me. So I did decide to sell that one. That one went really quickly. And then I also sold as well my Leontine jumper. I loved the look of this. Again, it's made up of stripes, but the stripes start from around about the bust area. I think the chest area is mostly just a plain cream, and it's a very oversized, loose, relaxed striped jumper. It's thicker than the Colette. And to be honest, I felt this one quite difficult to style because it's quite oversized. Pairing it with oversized or wide leg trousers just made the outfit overall quite wide and quite relaxed and a little bit too baggy for me. I like some structure in my outfits. I don't mind wearing something that's a little bit oversized, but it's got to be on the bottom for me. So my wide leg trousers, I love my wide leg trousers. So when I wear those, I like to go tighter on the top. So I flipped that round. I had that looser Leontine jumper on top, and then I would wear it with tighter trousers or my M&S jeans, my slim or straight cut jeans. And I felt like I was very top heavy. Again, I didn't think it was particularly flattering on me. Both the stripes and also the fact that it was a little bit too loose, too oversized, and I felt like I'm not cool enough to pull that off. And I did a similar thing. I looked at myself in photos of it and thought, I don't really like this. I don't think I can pull this off. It's not the most flattering on me. So I sold that one as well. And that one sold within about half an hour or 40 minutes of being up on Vinted. It went like that. It was so quick. So I have now sold those. Hopefully the people who bought them off me are enjoying those items. And then yesterday I sent off in the post another item that I have sold on Vinted. It is my M&S wide leg trousers with a drawstring in an autumnal blue, like a teal or a kingfisher peacock kind of colour. Really beautiful colour, but I think I've just kind of realised that I wear more neutrals, and if I'm gonna wear colour, I'm not gonna wear a bright colour like that, especially on the bottom, because I then find it quite hard to pair with a top on top. I did wear those trousers quite a bit in the summer, but I still felt like there was a disconnect, like I was dressing up and I was playing dress up in somebody else's clothes. It didn't really feel a part of me. So I love the colour, and if I am going to go for a colour like that, I'd rather go for it in a top. And I do have a short sleeved v-neck top in a very, very similar colour to that. So that is how I would prefer to wear my brighter, more accent autumnal colours rather than in trousers. I think trousers for me, skirts, bottoms, they have to be in my neutrals. The top half is where I don't mind playing around with a bit of colour. And these trousers were in excellent condition, so I sold them. Lots of people have favourited them. I had so many favourites on them, and then somebody offered me a really good price, so I sold them. Those went off in the post yesterday, so hopefully when the person receives them, they're going to get a lot of use out of them, because they are beautiful trousers. They're very flattering, definitely my kind of trousers, but it is just the colour that made me want to part with them. Next, I want to talk about my winter capsule wardrobe. We are very much into winter now. We're a month into winter, and this is the last capsule wardrobe that I have set myself. So I started off with a spring one because I'd never tried a capsule wardrobe before, so I thought, let's give it a go. Let's see what it's like. Did a summer one, did an autumn one, and now this is the last season, so this is the last capsule wardrobe that I'm going to be doing. And it's the last one because I don't want to feel constrained, constricted, restricted, I'm not sure what the right word is, to a certain selection of clothes. I want a bit of flexibility to just wear whatever I feel like wearing on the day. And I found as well for capsule wardrobes, I like it at the start. I like the first 4-6 weeks of it, but then once I've worn as many of the different outfit combinations as I can, I then just revert back to wearing the same few pieces of clothing. So I'm not then continuing to wear all of the clothes that I've put in the capsule wardrobe. Now at the moment I'm not wearing much of this capsule wardrobe at all. I'm wearing a few tops on repeat. So this top from Uniqlo, this thin knit, this is a top that I'm wearing on repeat. My turtlenecks I'm wearing on repeat as well. The cardigans, but the bottoms I'm not really rotating through. I'm living in the moment, at the moment, in my M&S joggers that can kind of be dressed up as smart trousers. Now I do want to briefly talk about the reason for this. Now, trigger warning, I'm going to talk briefly about body image. So if this is something that triggers you, please do skip ahead to the next timestamp. I will put timestamps in this video. Obviously I can't control what you watch, but please do not watch this part of the video if you are at all in any way triggered by weight or body image. So skip ahead and I will see you there. So I'm at a point at the moment where I'm not feeling very positive and very comfortable with my body. Over the past few years, I've put on a little bit of weight, you know, as most of us do as we get a little bit older, and I've definitely noticed a difference being in my 30s compared to being in my 20s when it comes to weight. So I have put on a little bit of weight recently, nothing too big, but before Christmas I was at a point where I was the heaviest I've ever been, and I don't feel comfortable in that. It's not a weight, it's not a feeling that I'm comfortable with. But since Christmas I've put on a bit more, and it's kind of added to not feeling as comfortable in my body as I want to be. So it is my intention to lose a little bit of weight, nothing major. I just want to lose a few kilos. That's really all I want to lose, just so I can get back into a position, a feeling of just feeling a little bit more comfortable and a bit more positive about my body. Because at the moment where I'm not feeling that happy about my body, I'm not wanting to kind of dress up a little bit more. I'm not wanting to, you know, put body lotion on my body. I'm just putting on my clothes, and then in the evening I just get straight into my pajamas, and I'm just reaching for the same few bits of clothing that I feel comfortable in, because some of the trousers, the skirts, they're feeling a bit tighter than they used to feel before Christmas. So I'm not saying that I want to lose loads and loads of weight. I don't. It's literally just a few kilos, just to get me down to a position, a feeling where I just feel a lot more comfortable within my body. So that's really the main reason why I haven't been wearing much of my capsule wardrobe. One, because some of the items don't fit as well anymore, and then two, just because I'm feeling just not that positive about myself at the moment. I do want to, like I say, try to lose a little bit of weight. I want to just generally just get back into these healthy behaviours. I want to get back into a regular routine of doing some exercise, not because it's tied into the weight, but because it's just a really good thing to do. I don't like exercising. I'm not the type of person who's like, oh yeah, let's go for a run, and I really enjoy boxing or I really love rock climbing. I'm somebody who does exercise because I know I should, because I know that it's good for my body and it's good for my mental health. And it is, because when I'm in a regular routine of doing some exercise, I do feel good about myself. I think, yeah, well done me, I've done some exercise, and I feel more positive, because I'm somebody who's naturally quite an anxious person. I've got quite a pessimistic outlook, so to do something that's good for both my body on mentally and physically, basically, I think is a good idea. And also, I'm nearing my mid-30s, I'm 34 now, and I want to get into a regular routine of exercise to see me through the rest of my life and to make sure that I'm just aging as healthily as I can do, because I don't want to get to, you know, 50, 60 years down the line and go, I wish I had got myself into a regular routine of exercise. And also as well, just the food that I'm eating. Christmas is a difficult period as well because there's just so much food out there. I've received quite a bit of food for presents as well. My birthday is very soon after Christmas and I've received some more food for that. And where I haven't kind of given people ideas as to what I would like for Christmas, I think I've just received more food, more chocolates to kind of make up for that. So I'm kind of inundated at the moment with chocolates and hot chocolates and popcorn. And yeah, I think I just want to get back into just healthy habits and behaviours and routines, because it will just make me feel good about myself. Weight aside, putting weight aside, not even thinking about that, just me living in my body, it will just be a good thing to do. I'm not doing New Year's resolutions this year. The way that I'm doing it instead is taking goals, I suppose, things that I want to focus on, and looking at them on a monthly basis. So for January, my goals are all about movement. So I'm setting myself a step target every day, wanting to get 7,000 steps in every day, because I work from home. It's very easy for me to only have like 2,000-3,000 steps per day. So 7,000 is my minimum per day. And also just to do some Pilates about 3 times every week as well, just to get myself back into this routine of moving, because Christmas, very stagnant, very lazy, didn't really do much at all. So I want to start moving my body again. And then in February, I want to look at, I will come on to this, but something involved in fashion, and then just start to adopt some healthier eating behaviours once I've whittled down all of the Christmas and birthday chocolates and sweets and all of that kind of food. And I think that's going to work a lot better, rather than setting myself loads of goals at the very start of the year and then inevitably not achieving them. So there are a list on my phone of things that I want to focus on each month. Some of them are a bit more important, like eating a little bit healthier, moving, but some of them are a little bit not trivial, but things that I just want to do, but aren't, you know, life-changing goals. So that is that. So my recent fashion style videos have focused on Kibbe and trying to identify what my Kibbe body image is, my Kibbe body ID. And I've been torn between whether I am a soft dramatic and a flamboyant natural. I've tried out flamboyant natural lines in the past, didn't really feel me in them, but I think I didn't try them out properly, though. I think I did what a lot of people do and go too oversized, too loose and too baggy, and that's not the recommendations for flamboyant naturals. Flamboyant naturals can just go for something that's slightly oversized, but it doesn't mean that you're drowning in materials and you should be wearing clothes that are like 3 times bigger in size. So I don't think I did that quite right. So I kind of come back to it, and I've been trying out soft dramatic lines, and they feel quite comfortable. However, I have been kind of second guessing myself and going, but am I actually a soft dramatic? Am I actually a flamboyant natural, but a curvy flamboyant natural? I don't really know. And I find it very difficult to look at myself and go, right, do I have a long torso? Do I have short limbs? Do I have broad bone structure? I find that very, very difficult. And I've been scrolling on TikTok, as I usually do, but looking at Kibbe videos and trying to work out for myself whether I am FN or SD. And I came across a content creator called Style by Praj, and I love her videos because the way that she explains things is so clear, because the world of Kibbe, the terminology, it can be really confusing, but she makes it really easy to understand. So I watched all her videos, had a look on her website, and she offers styling consults. So I thought, let's give that a go. Let's have somebody who's never seen me before, who is completely objective. Is that the right word? I always get objective and subjective around the wrong way. Who can look at me and go, right, you are this. So I paid for that. I did the basic package, I think, and she got back to me with the results, and turns out I'm flamboyant natural. Now what she does in her results is she doesn't just say, oh, you're this ID. She says, you're this ID and this is why, but also these are the other IDs and these are the reasons why I don't think you're them. So it's not just a case of being told you're flamboyant natural, there you go, get on with it. She goes, okay, you're flamboyant natural, but these are the reasons why you're not a soft gamine or a dramatic classic or a dramatic. So it's really good to establish why you are that ID, but also all the reasons why you're not any of the others. So she whittled it down to me being either a flamboyant natural or a soft dramatic, and she gave me a PDF guide, but also a couple of videos as well, and being able to listen to her explain why I'm not a soft dramatic made so much sense. Now she says that with the yin-yang balance, soft dramatics and flamboyant naturals are very close to each other, and that's why it's very difficult for people of my height or taller to be quite confused and torn between the two. But how she explained the difference in the videos that she sent over just made a lot of sense. So my bones are a bit more broad, I don't have that narrowness that soft dramatics have. Also with like my wrists and my ankles, they don't really kind of like taper and they don't become like really narrow like soft dramatics would be. I sent over a video of me in a bikini, so she did the line silhouette as well, and that was really useful to sort of see the shapes within my body. And I also sent over some pictures as well of myself in outfits that I really liked and outfits that I didn't like, and that was really useful as well to see what works for me and what doesn't. And there are a few outfits that she said were really great for flamboyant naturals. She had a look on my YouTube, hello if you're watching, and also on my Instagram as well. And so she pulled out some pictures and said, this is a really great outfit, this is what you need to kind of bear in mind if you want to dress in FN recommendations in the future. So that was really helpful as well. So it turns out that I am a flamboyant natural, but I can also borrow from recommendations for soft dramatics. So where I have tried to dress as an SD in the past and it's worked for me, that's why it's worked, because the recommendations are really kind of quite similar and they can kind of borrow elements from each other. So I can continue to do that in the future, but obviously flamboyant natural recommendations would be the best for me. And she sent over as well some links to some videos. So I am a curvy flamboyant natural, which is what made me think, actually, am I a soft dramatic? But it turns out I'm not. So I had a look through the videos that she sent over. There was one by Ali Art talking about curvy flamboyant naturals. There was one as well from Rita talking about how to dress a bit more tailored for flamboyant naturals. So those have been really useful. So if you've been a little bit like me where you're stuck, you don't really know what image ID you are, and you could do with someone with fresh eyes to just take an unbiased view of yourself, I would recommend Style by Praj. I will link her TikTok and I will link her website down below. But yeah, it's been really nice to have that kind of peace of mind. And I've not just kind of taken her as out and gone, oh yeah, she says I'm a flamboyant natural, so I am. I've actually kind of gone, she says that I am this, do I agree with her? And I do, and her explanations have made it really clear as to why I am an FN and not an SD. So one of my monthly goals is to go back to flamboyant naturals and try dressing in the recommendations again, but that will be maybe February or March. That's not something that I'm going to focus on at the moment. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Style Thoughts by Rita. I've seen her videos before in the past, I think, or I've come across her videos, but I can't recall what it was recently that made me kind of stumble again on her videos. But I'm really glad that I have, because this is yet another style system that I'm excited and intrigued to explore a little bit further. Now she has something called style keys, which upon initial reading, I will be honest, is a little bit confusing, and she does say that, you know, it is a lot of information to get your head around, but once you do, the process and the guidance is really clear and really helpful. And now that I've taken quite some time to kind of have a look through it, I'm starting to agree with that. It does start to make a bit more sense. So when I re-stumbled upon her content, it actually happened at a really good time, because she had a webinar for people to sign up to attend, and to talk through the style keys and to sort of share thoughts around style. And that was a really interesting webinar. Unfortunately, it didn't help me to narrow down what quadrant I'm in. Now, her system is a little bit complex, so I would recommend you go and check out her videos about it, because I might get some of the information wrong. But what it basically is a process of styling yourself, what your goals are with your style, where you take your inspiration from, and the style keys are broken down into 4 quadrants. So there is left up, left down, right up and right down. And there are keywords associated with being left or being right, and the keywords associated with being up and being down. And I have decided that my quadrant is the right down quadrant, which is moonstone. And some keywords associated with this are ease, refined, approachable, relaxed. So it's not about an aesthetic, it's about how you want to feel in your clothes, how you want to approach styling, what you want to kind of put out there. So do you want to leave an impression, or do you want to go away feeling a certain way? It's where do you get your inspiration from? And a key thing with moonstone is storytelling, and this is something that I didn't quite kind of understand when I first stumbled upon this. But storytelling, it doesn't have to be this big elaborate story in your head. With my storytelling, it's about usually having a cohesive colour palette. So there is a lot more to the style keys than what I'm talking about today in this video. I still don't fully understand it. I'm still trying to kind of get my head around all of it, but it is a very interesting system. So do go and check out her videos if you want to find out a bit more information about it. The subreddit is also an interesting place as well. People share their thoughts, their processes, their outfits. That's been a really useful way to kind of see all the different quadrants not in person, but in action, I suppose. So this is going to be a goal for February. I want to explore my quadrant. I have bought her foundations course, and there are some exercises in there to work with your style key. So I will be doing those next month, and I'll talk about that in next month's update as well. So no updates this month in terms of clothing necessarily, apart from the items that I've sold. I've not bought any clothes into my wardrobe, and I don't really want to do that at the moment until I further explore Rita's style keys and further explore being a flamboyant natural, a curvy flamboyant natural. So yeah, I do want to hold off a little bit, but there are still gaps in my wardrobe, and I do want to get a few pieces as well for a holiday that I've got coming up in March. So I will at some point have to make some clothes purchases, because I do need some clothes for that holiday, but still continuing to explore the journey, the process of style. So yeah, like I say, next month I will be exploring flamboyant natural, and I will be exploring that moonstone style key as well. So if you have come across Rita style keys, if it's something that you know a lot about, you're utilising it in your day-to-day life when you're getting dressed, please do let me know down below what style key you are. Also, if you're on moonstone, please let me know what that means for you as well, and also if you know your archetype, please let me know, because that's something else that I'm kind of not too sure what I am, but I don't think that's important at the moment. I just want to work with the style key overall, and then hopefully along the way I'll figure out what archetype I am. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you did like it. If you've got any comments, anything at all, as always, please do share. But I will see you again in my next video.